Alright, we have the semifinals game for the Season 12 amateur bracket here. It's going to be Luke playing Crane versus Damabiah playing Crab. It looks like we're starting out with a Borderlands Defender and a Brash Samurai. Did he change where it puts the characters? I feel like that's different. Like it used to align, I think, just to the right side for both of them, right? I can't remember now. Definitely looks different now. Looks like Crab going to be attacking Void here. Military Void. Ooh, and finds Shameful Display. So Brash Samurai is going to defend that. It's been this way since the new version. I don't know, I feel like the positions of the characters are like slightly different. Maybe it's just something weird going on with the way my screen is, but I don't know. Oh wow. Brash Samurai honors itself, and we see an admit defeat played by the Crab player. Should probably open the deck list here. I didn't know he was on... Actually, yeah, I did know he was on Crane Splash now that I think about it. I remember him saying that. 2 admit defeat, 3 duelist training, 3 political rival. That's pretty neat. We see an Ancient Master. Since he used the Brash Samurai's ability, I figured he was probably going to play a conflict character here. Yeah, I guess this way they're more like lined up with each other. What does it look like if I zoom in? Yeah, I don't know. They're more sort of towards the center of the screen than they used to be, which I guess is good. The ones on the bottom here feel like they're a little bit too... I guess they're both like the same in relation to the conflict deck. Wow, we see a charge on Casada. The favorable ground got used. So Casada's ability is not going to do anything here in this conflict at least, but he will be turned on for the next conflict. Void Rings that Brash Samurai there. So I guess the plan there was basically just break whatever province you find, void off the Brash Samurai, and then the Crane board is going to die next at the end of the turn. We did see the Ancient Master get favorable grounded home, so he'll be able to attack. And playing a fight on is pretty risky here since it could get cancelled. Maybe he was just like, you just let the charge go off maybe and then save the cancel for the fight on. Although if you canceled the charge, you could have tried to win that conflict. So it is possible that he doesn't have the cancel in his hand. We see a water political to stand up the Brash Samurai. That seems like a pretty good idea. We'll see what province he finds. He definitely doesn't want to let the Crab player win this conflict since it is water and there is a Keeper Initiate in play. But I would be pretty surprised if the Crab player can win this. Like, he only has 1 fate. It would basically have to be a D12. Why is he rolling a D12? I mean, 12 is divisible by 4, but like why don't you just roll a d4 then, right? Seems a little bit unnecessary. Yeah, so he's going at province number 3 here, so he's just doing like roll a d12 and then yeah, I guess so. He's gonna find meditations on the Tau, which is perfect here since both of his characters have no fate. He can get this water ring. Crab player did pass. Stand up the brash samurai. If you let them fall on the floor and step on them, they hurt. Yeah, that's true. I mean, a d12 would still hurt if you stepped on it, just probably not as much. Like stepping on anything that's, a small. Hold on, he went for the earth ring instead. Okay. Yeah, the 3D chess version of d4. You have to do math, though, if you do that. You have to divide by... Okay. Yeah, so I guess he was afraid of attacking water and potentially giving Crab the Keeper Initiate there. So just went for the Earth Ring. That does mean he's not going to get a break, though. We see no reprieve. Check if... Yeah, Crane is on Dragon Splash. 3 let go. How does an 8 imply to attack the third province? You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. How else would you do it? I guess you could, like... Yeah. This is still a problem, I guess. Yeah, you could count right to left. I was thinking the other way would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, but like that seems unnecessary. Like if you have a d12 and you divide by 3 and round up, then it just becomes a d4. Right, but why would... I mean, you could count right to left if you want, but it doesn't really matter, does it? Which way you go? Unless somebody knows a way to fix this. I've seen this happen before, and I don't think there's actually a way to do it. Yeah. I mean, that one was like just especially bad because it was a talisman of the sun, which has the weird unique rule. If it hadn't been for that, then it wouldn't have been as bad. But yeah, that took a while. Shrewd Yasuki with 1 fate, with no holdings in play, actually. Gonna get the passing fate. And no rebuild in the deck, and no holdings in the discard pile anyway, so just going to be a small body this turn. Guest of Honor with 4 Fate. Crab is actually going to bid 3 here. Okay. Hold on. Why does Crane... I mean, I guess it's just the Earth Ring and the bids. They both bid 5 on the first turn, right? Yeah. We see Mountain on the Borderlands Defender. This is a pretty big hand size discrepancy here. 15 to 8. And they're on the same amount of honor. I guess that's what happens, though, when Crane has 2 honored characters on the first turn and there's an unopposed conflict. Plus the Earth Ring. So Crane going to go for fire here. Because of the Mountain on the Borderlands Defender, he should be able to just defend both conflicts with her and then attack, which is always nice. It's going to be Doji Whisperer, political fire. Back at that meditations. And of course we see the defense. There's a court games to honor the Borderlands Defender. Court games to dishonor the Borderlands Defender. We see an ornate fan, okay. Weigh the Crane on Guest of Honor, so the Voice of Honor is turned on now. It is too late, of course, to cancel that Mountain. That already got played. I wonder why he didn't actually play the Weigh the Crane during the draw phase. Maybe he... Ooh, Assassinate to discard Shrujisuki. It's possible that Luke didn't consider the Mountain being played before the first conflict. But I think if you're going to play Weigh the Crane on the Guest of Honor, you do that like during the draw phase so that you have it turned on in case you need to cancel the Mountain. The Assassinate on the Shrujisuki, I mean, it's not the end of the world, but it is still a pretty big deal. Crab player does not have a whole lot going for him board-wise right now. There's an ornate fan on the Doji Whisper. So the other thing that could happen here is if he gets this firing and honors the Doji Whisperer, he could play Noble Sacrifice. We see a duelist training played here, though. It's going to be 2 to 0 if he duels here. He has plenty of honor, though, so I'm sure he'll be able to win that. You could use the Stronghold first. We see Ancient Master at home. Okay. Yeah, he is going to use the Stronghold first. That'll put it at 3 to 0. So here's the duel. If Crab bids 1, he's at 4, so Crane could win with a 5 bid. They're both just going to bid 1, though. So the Whisperer gets bowed. And they're going to pass. So no noble sack right now, unless he plays another Wave of Crane, I guess. Ooh, Skirmisher. Interesting. So you definitely want to covert the Guest of Honor here in case you hit Magistrate Station. Oh, he's going for the Watering though. Yeah, I was thinking since he's going for water, you might covert the Ancient Master, but I think it is correct to covert the Guest of Honor there. Because, like, if you hit Magistrate Station and you don't covert the Guest of Honor, you just lose the game, basically. And the Ancient Master defending is fine because as long as you still win the Watering, you get your Keeper Initiate, which is what you want. So yeah, like the Ancient Master defending here, and then if you still win the conflict, that's like probably the best outcome. I mean, the Watering doesn't do anything, so it's not as good as him not defending, but obviously he's not going to do that. We see a fine katana. Okay. So you're fine with that too. Like he played a fine katana here to deny your Keeper Initiate. Like I'm not really going to complain about that if I'm the crab player. That's 2 attachments now played on these Zero Fate characters. Not really ideal. So there's a military left for Crane. He just has this Guest of Honor, but since it is honored, it does have the same military skill as the Borderlands Defender. But he is just going to choose to pass that conflict. He should be able to defend any political conflict here from the Borderlands Defender. So, yeah, and the other thing is, you can't go at meditations. I think the crab player will probably pass the second conflict as well. Let's see here. Because hitting Magistrate Station is just like game over here. And you definitely can't attack meditations, so yeah, just pass the attack there. This way you tie favor. None of the rings were like... I mean, obviously the Earth Ring is pretty decent, but you don't really... It's not really worth the risk. So they're going to tie favor. So... yeah, 1 noble sack in the deck. So I don't really like crab bidding 3 on that turn. I think you should keep bidding 5. Since he is up on honor now, I think he'll just start bidding 5 for as long as he can. He really needs to catch up on cards. 2 Casadas. We're going to see a 2 Fate Casada, and then you don't necessarily have to use the dupe here. Mia Mystic is pretty good. We see that played. So you could use the dupe here and then either... Well, no, because if he passes, he could play a rival still. So I would very much consider just taking the passing fate here as crab. Next turn you'll be second player, which means it's very unlikely that you'll get passing fate, so you can use the dupe then. And yeah, we just see crab take the passing fate. That allows Crane to play this Toshimoko. Ooh, this time Luke is going to bid 3. Like, why are they bidding 3? I'm not really sure. It's okay for Luke, I guess, because he had plenty of cards. But do you really need the honor? I'm not sure. Yeah, new meta, you alternate bidding 3 and 5. Like, it's basically the same as if they had both bid 4 these last 2 turns. So the reason that this Mia Mystic is so strong here is that Crab won't be able to play Reprieve on the Borderlands Defender unless he takes care of that. Like, if you have the Reprieve in hand, I would consider just assassinating the Mia Mystic if you can. We're going to see him go for the Air Ring since it does have 2 Fate. I almost feel like the Earth Ring would just be better. But he's going to prioritize that Fate, I guess. He does have some high Fate characters still sitting in his province row that he can buy next turn. Might finally see that Witch Hunter come into play. He is going to find Magistrate Station here. Ooh. So Luke can now defend with the Guest of Honor, and as long as it doesn't break, that will be a free defense. What he needs to worry about, though, is if he defends with Guest of Honor, then Crab can't play events, right? So no charge. There are no Shugenja to Cloud. What he has to worry about then is attachments. So don't think there have been any. Yeah, so there are 2 fine katanas and 2 more duelist trainings, as well as, I guess, 2 watch commanders. Duelist training is probably the big one there. It's also, like, if you defend with Toshimoko and try to use his ability, it's going to be tough to duel Kasada, unless you have some serious attachments that you can play. You definitely really need to prevent this from breaking as Crane. If I think that's going to be like this is really going to determine how the game is going to go, whether or not this province breaks. Probably going to have to invest a lot to stop this break, but it seems critical. Yeah, definitely if you can prevent this break, that's really strong. Because like he's using his Kasada's conflict for this, and it's his military conflict, so he will still have the Borderlands Defender, but you should be able to defend the political conflict without too much trouble. And if you can turn on that Magistrate Station and just have it... Ooh, okay, we see just the Guest of Honor, it looks like. So what events is Crane gonna start playing here? We could see some 4 Shames come out. We could see... Okay, attempts to bonsai, but Kasada cancels it. That is a little bit unfortunate that he had to spend the bonsai that way. Ooh, but we see a Steward of Law, so I think this is going to be the 4 Shame. Yeah, not even double 4 Shame, just Steward 4 Shame. Spending the bonsai like that, I think pretty much confirms that he has the 4 Shame here. Yeah, I mean, not really too much you can do about this as Crab. We do see a skirmisher into the conflict. Interesting. There's the for shame. Okay, it looks like he forgot about that, I guess. That's like a really big thing to forget about. That was possibly the most telegraphed for shame I've ever seen. So he just wasted this skirmisher, I guess, unless he plays a katana on it. But getting the win here literally doesn't matter. What you need to get is the break. Like, resolving the A-ring doesn't do anything. You could still play a duelist training on Kasada and bow the guest of honor, I guess, if you want the win. If you had, like, if you have two duelist trainings and you bow both of them, and then you play a katana on the skirmisher, and then he doesn't have another for shame, like, you need so many things to go right. Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, so very unfortunate for Crab there. This magistrate station is now going to be standing up Crane characters. Yep, guest of honor readies. So again, I think the Earth Ring. Ooh, going for Void actually. Okay, so he's gonna poke Void with the Mia Mystic here. It's a free fate, and he can go back at that Meditations. And this is actually kind of awkward now for Crab. Like, do you defend this and waste your Borderlands Defender on it, or do you just let him have a free Void Ring? Or do you spend Fight On to stop him from having a free Void Ring, and then it gets cancelled by Voice of Honor? Like, there aren't really any good options here for Crab, I think. We do see the defense, actually. This is only skill 2, also. So, it wouldn't be entirely surprising here if Crane can actually still win this conflict. What are we waiting for here? Ooh, Mountain does not fall, and no cancel on that. Interesting. Just gonna pass. So yeah, that's the other thing that could happen is like you just spend a Mountain does not fall for nothing. Like Luke got so much out of that attack. Yeah, not even worth the cancel. I agree. Um, he didn't have to spend anything for that. He just attacked with the Mia Mystic at Meditations, so no province effect. He got the fade off the Void Ring, and then he got you to play Mountain Does Not Fall. That's like super good value. Especially since the Mountain is pretty much just for that one conflict. It might matter actually for favor. But if Luke is worried about getting favor, he can just attack with the Guest of Honor, I think, and leave Toshimoko at home. Or he could just not even attack, honestly. Like, Crab needs 2 reprieves to save this Borderlands defender. You have 3 fate on your characters. You don't know where any of his provinces are other than meditations, so it might be okay to just pass your conflict here. Looks like he is going to attack with Toshimoko, though. Getting this Earth Ring would be pretty strong, and it does have a fate on it as well. He's going to roll a d12 again, gets a 5. Ooh, finds Shameful Display. That's a little bit unfortunate. Yeah, Isomalt says running into Shameful is risky, and that's exactly what happens. Would probably just run into meditations. Yeah, you could just run into meditations. That's a good point. Like, you have 3 fate on your Toshimoko. It's not like losing a fate is really going to hurt you that much. Whereas this Shameful Display is pretty painful here. We see at court games to honor, but now he is losing the conflict, and if he does lose the conflict, then Crab actually will get the favor. So he'll need to have like a Way of the Crane or some fans probably. Let's take a look at the deck. Yeah, he has fans. He has Crab plays a court games to dishonor. 2 Way of the Cranes left. What else? Only 2 fate. Yeah, I think it would have to be fans here. He can duel to block Crab getting favor. Yeah, sure. He does have to win the duel, though. We see a Voice of Honor to cancel the Crab court games. That's actually really strong because that Crab now is probably not going to have a window to use the duelist training. Ooh. Wait. Defend your honor. He's not dishonored, though. Uh-oh. Why not sending Guest in? Yeah, I probably would have just sent Guest in, honestly. Bitmetal bids 4. Wow. So the Defend Your Honor is not going to go off. He bid 1 on that, so he was basically just playing Defend Your Honor to steal honor there. We see the Crab Stronghold get used. Defender is actually winning now after that Way of the Crane. There's a formal invitation, though. That's Isomalt's favorite card. And that does put him at winning. And as long as he wins this conflict, he's happy, I think. Yeah, Defend Your... I mean, playing a card that says take 3 honor from your opponent is fine, I guess. Like, that's... that's a strong effect, but it didn't do what it's supposed to do, which is cancel an event, so that's kind of not ideal. Yep, Isomalt is here. So yeah, pretty successful turn from Crane in the end there. He is going to get the favor. Both of his characters are honored now, and the Magistrate Station is face up. So things are going to be difficult for Crab. Yeah, I was gonna say you probably discard the Crisis Breaker. That's not really too useful in this matchup. Although with this honored Toshimoko, the Crane player is actually going to have quite a bit of military skill here. Um, Brash Samurai with 0 fate. So, what I'm thinking here now is Crane hasn't broken any of Crab's provinces yet. So, if you're the Crab player, what you can probably do is just like let him have a couple of breaks here. Because the only way you're getting back in this game is if you break that magistrate station, I think. How many voices used? Just one, I believe. And Way of the Crab, there is one Way of the Crab. 2 voice, actually. Um, Plus, since the Crab is second player here, yes, he is on his Crane Splash. We saw a duelist training get played already. So, like, I think you just have to let Crane break 2 provinces here and then hope that he doesn't have enough characters standing to defend Magistrate Station, but I think he probably will. Like, honestly, Crane can probably break 2 provinces here and still have enough to defend. Maybe not on military if Crab decides to defend, but okay, so what is this going to be? It looks like probably political here. Political water. Wait, why water? Okay, so actually, yeah, this kind of makes sense, I think. Um, Maybe he's reconsidering. So, if you go political water with those 2 characters, like, there's no way Crab's gonna win that, right? So, yeah, you just you want to get that watering off the table probably, so that the keeper initiates can't come into play here. The downside, though, of course, is that you lose the ring effect. The ring effect doesn't do anything, but you do get a fate to make up for it, so it seems okay. What else is he going to feed to the Witch Hunter? Yeah, he would have to have exactly the 3rd skirmisher in his hand. Or actually charge. No. You would have to charge the other Witch Hunter, and then he would still not have anything for the one in play. So he's switching to the Brash Samurai here. So Brash Samurai, political water. Okay, I do like this actually, because both of these Crab characters only have 2 political skill, and if he defends with both characters, it's like, okay, you just defended my Brash Samurai attack with 2 characters. Sure. Crab would have to probably, like, safe for upholding. Yeah, that's a good point. Crab would have to, like, ooh, Casada. And we actually see a pass. Brash Samurai attempts to use its ability. You do have to use your stronghold now, so that the Crane stronghold can't be used. I'm actually a little bit surprised that he didn't attempt to use the Crane Stronghold first and then use Brash Samurai, right? Like, that seems like better value since after the Crab Stronghold, you can't use your Stronghold on him anyway. I don't know. I feel like that was maybe a mistake. We do see the favorable grounds to move in the Guest of Honor and the Ornate Fan played here. Ooh, but there's a Duelist training on Kasada. If you have Let Go, I think you play it here, right? Having to move Guest in is real cost. Yeah, that's true as well. If he Duelist trainings this Guest of Honor and actually manages to win this conflict on defense, that's like very, very bad. Ooh, we see a pass. Has he not drawn a Let Go? That is very unfortunate. So this is going to be a free duel now. 7-2. Oh, right. You can use Magistrate Station to stand up. That's true. But yeah, that does take up that use for the turn. I think you have to do that though, right? Because there are 2 Keeper Initiates coming in, plus the Keeper Fate if he wins this. This is why could drop Fumiki Arrival. Yeah, sure, that's true. Yeah, he is going to use the Magistrate Station. This is why I think that you should have used the Stronghold first. Like, he gave you the window to do it. He passed. You could have done it on your Brash Samurai anyway, but you use the Stronghold first, it gets canceled, then you Brash Samurai to Honor, and then in that spot right there, you're... Ooh. You're still tied. We see a political rival on defense for all the fate here, but there's another fan on the Guest of Honor. So Crab needs another card here. Oh no, pass. That is unfortunate. So we're seeing military fire now with the Witch Hunter. Seems fine. I think what the plan might be here is well, no. So the crane box not having been used now makes this actually a little bit awkward for Crab because you can't do a political attack, really, unless you stand the rival back up, I guess. So, like, charge would be ideal here, but if it gets canceled, then you're sad. Ooh, a pass. So Luke has one more conflict here. You probably go Void, right? Conflict felt okay for Crab. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't really terrible for Crab, but whenever you play a political rival with one fate, that always feels kind of bad. Think you Void the rival? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. The downside, I guess, if you could call it that, is if you Void the rival, then he has a target for Witch Hunter, but if he stands up either of these characters and attacks you, you're just gonna Stronghold, and then you're fine. So I think Void is the right call here. Yeah, I mean, if he has Reprieve, then whatever, he has Reprieve. He has to spend it here instead of being able to save it for later, which is always nice. Uh, so yeah, we do see the Void Ring at Fertile Fields. Did he draw a card last time? Yeah, he did. Shouldn't have passed as the first action, but oh well. We see Fight on. Wait. Oh. They passed through before I had a chance to see what was happening. So we saw Fight on Quesada, and that was the win on defense there. So you're still happy with that as Crane? Like, you got him to play the Fight on for basically no cost? Seems good. The only quote-unquote downside, I guess, is that Crane still has no breaks here. And I have to imagine that, like, if this game just keeps going, eventually Crab is probably going to start winning. And we actually do see a pretty good flip here. There's the Iron Mine, a Kuni Lab, and a Vanguard Warrior. But yeah, Crane does find Yoshi. And he has 16 Fate, so... Yeah, Crab not losing a province there is... okay. Yeah, so... I mean, definitely strong... Ooh. Shuichi with 2 Fate. This means he can't play the Vanguard Warrior. Shuichi is going to be a bigger body, though. This means he has 2 coverts on the board now. And he is first player. Man, weird bids this whole game. Like, I guess, are they valuing honor slightly more than cards? Like, they want to stay at high honor so they can duel people, I guess? I don't know, it seems a little bit strange. Well, I guess with Kuni Lab now, you definitely don't want to lose too much honor. Ooh, Skirmisher, that's 3 coverts. But 2 of them are conflict specific because of dashes. So I think what we might see here is like Kisada and Skirmisher and Shuichi. You send those 3 military and you break Magistrate Station. You covert both of the honored characters here so that only Yoshi can defend. Or maybe you covert Yoshi and Toshimoko. Go Void, seems good. Yeah, so these 3 at Magistrate Station. I think this is going to be the play. Yeah, you leave Yoshi as the uncoverted one. That way you can play Spreading the Darkness. You can play Defensive Rokugan if you want. You can play Charge. Ooh, wow, I just realized that Crab has 1 copy of Stay Your Hand in the deck. That's pretty spicy. And if this Haruma skirmisher is still alive after this conflict, you can stand it back up. There is the favorable ground, of course, for the Crane player. Yeah, if that canceled Toshimoko at Stronghold, that would be pretty wild. Don't know if you even defend. He is going to defend. So this is 14 military, which is a lot. To 3. We see Menacing Iron Warrior into the conflict. That uses up most of his fate. There's a Spreading the Darkness on Kasada. Waiting for a cancel, maybe? Nope, no cancel. Oh, Menacing Iron Warrior is actually really good here. I just realized because it lets you get past Kasada. Yeah. Maki points that out in the chat. We see Yoshi then going to draw 3 cards. It is breaking. He's going to need 12 more skill to prevent the break, or 11 maybe. I mean, Crane could stop this break, I think, but it's going to take a lot of resources. He has 10 cards in hand. We see a Let Go to discard Duelist Training. Finally finds one of those Let Goes. That's pretty good. I might have used the Duelist Training there instead of, because he spent an action to use Shuichi to gain a fate. I think that's where you just use the Duelist Training to duel Yoshi, right? Or the Menacing Iron Warrior. Does it really matter? I don't know. I feel like you duel Yoshi. Maybe you duel, because he might not have a Way of the Crane. He's already played 2. Yeah, so just the Iron Warrior, I guess. We do see 2 katanas coming out. Crab is still passing. Ooh, he does have the Way of the Crane. So yeah, if you had dueled here, I mean, it's only minus... Either way, it's -2 skill, which is not really a big deal. But it was pretty free. So if he moves in Toshimoko now, that will be enough to prevent the break. Ooh, he has a bonsai. That's also enough. That's going to tie this up, actually. Oh, no, never mind. I did math wrong. It's only +4. So winning by 2, that's not going to be enough. And through all this, Crane still hasn't used the favorable ground. Ooh, we see a Way of the Crab. Oh, but it gets Voice of Honored. Tragic. That would have been huge. See, this is where you need. I guess Iron Warrior has 7, but this is where you need the Defend Your Honor. Like, if you had a Defend Your Honor here, Kasada is like what, 12 military? That would have been pretty good. And Steward of Law into the conflict. That is going to bring Crane up to winning now, since that skirmisher left play. And there's the pass. Unfortunate. And all of that without using Magistrate Station or Favorable Ground. Yeah, he did have to spend a lot of cards, but like those are all cards that are going to stay on the board, right? Like these Fine Katanas and the Iron Warrior, they're all going to stay. The Honor and Yoshi is going to stay. Let going the Duelist Training is like he got a ton of value out of all that. This board is like very, very scary now. So I think what you probably do here is you attack military with Toshimoko. Probably at the Fertile Fields to try and kill the Iron Mine. What's the face down one? We've seen Fire, Void, Air, Water. I think the box is Revels, and then Earth. Is he running? He's running Vassal Fields. Okay, so you can actually go at Vassal Fields. Since he has no fate. Yeah, like you just go. I think you just go military with Toshimoko at Vassal Fields. And the reason you go military over political is because that sort of means that he has to attack with his political rival, since he doesn't really want to save it for the last conflicts. He wants to use the rival and then Witch Hunter it, right? So you attack with Toshimoko and then force him to attack with rival, or not get the Witch Hunter. So yeah, I think that's what we're gonna see. Military Fire is the ring that he chooses. And so one fate for Crab. Looks like we do see a defense. So, I mean, Crab could potentially prevent... I don't know if he can prevent the political break. But maybe he can prevent this military break here. The other thing is, next turn, these two Crane characters are going to have no fate on them, so Meditations is going to look like a perfect target. There's a pass. So, yeah, I was about to say, like, do you honor the Menacing Iron Warrior or dishonor Satoshi? Sorry, Shuichi. They have similar names. I think dishonoring Shuichi is the right call because now Crab's only character who has enough political skill to avoid the stronghold is the rival, and that's the one that is going to probably be dying here. So, like, I feel like you have to attack with the rival just to force him to use that favorable ground. Unless he uses the magistrate station first. Yeah, I think he should actually just use the magistrate station now to stand Yoshi, and that way he can't covert both of your guys. And then you don't have to spend the favorable ground. He wants to stand guest. Yeah, sure. Like I guess you don't really care too much if you have to spend it. I feel like saving it would probably be pretty decent though. I mean, it's pretty guaranteed. What conflict characters does Crab have left? He has 2 rivals left. No Stuarts in the deck. He spent all of his influence on admit defeats, political rivals, and duelist trainings. So he can kill Shameful? Yeah. That is probably going to be the play here. I mean, you could kill the Iron Mine. Could get clouded into fight on. Yeah, the other thing is Steward of Law can stand up the Shuichi here, which I think he will probably do. Like, if you do that, you discourage the Shameful attack. He could still break it, because it would be, what, 8 to 3? Why not kill Iron Mine? Well, it depends on whether he uses the Witch Hunter on the rival or not. If he doesn't use the Witch Hunter, then you probably kill Iron Mine. If he does use the Witch Hunter and he stands Shuichi, then you kill Vassal Fields. I mean, killing Vassal Fields is still good because it has a Vanguard Warrior on it, which is going to be a save next turn, basically, on one of these characters. Ooh, he didn't use the Witch Hunter. Yeah, so that is going to be the free break on Iron Mine, and he lost an honor, too. We do see a reprieve, though. Okay. So with the reprieve, this is maybe okay. But you lost an honor from unopposed there. No, he doesn't have rebuild in the deck. Yeah, he's charge. I don't know. We'll see what happens this next turn. He still has the Vanguard Warrior, which is pretty good. Gonna discard the lab. Doesn't want to lose any more honor. Even though the lab would be like actually really strong with this board, but you don't want to just get dishonored out. Ooh, finds another Vanguard Warrior. That's pretty good. So you just play both of those, I think. Crane finds Paragon of Grace. Not really ideal with such a large board here. You could still play one. We might see him just go for the cheap characters, though. It's probably still fine. Yeah, I think just not playing Paragon and maybe playing some cheap characters here is good. Like, I think you can be pretty sure that Crab is going to want to play both of these Vanguard Warriors, so you can play both of your 1 costs here. Think I'd still Paragon? Yeah, I mean, I think there's a good argument for it. But he decided not to go for that. So the water ring is looking pretty good right here. Um, I guess he's deciding if he wants to play the Callow Delegate or not. Decides not to. You definitely play the other Vanguard Warrior, yep. You just ran guests into meditations anyway. Why are you trying to bow, Callow? I don't know what you guys are talking about. Oh, he's saying to use the stronghold on it? Okay, sure. Yeah, like, if you just attack meditations with a ton of political skill, you should be able to break it. I don't know. I feel like political guest into meditations was that you have 9, and then he has 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I guess he does have a lot if he defends with everything, but like if he defends with everything against just your guess, then I can't imagine that's good. Hmm. Okay, it looks like he is going for water. Um, Throwing the menacing iron wire into a political attack when that is a 7-1 feels pretty bad. Yeah, I don't think you should send the menacing iron wire, honestly. Like, you're really just. I guess he has so much skill on the board that he can afford to just waste it, but I don't know. It feels like a pretty bad investment. Why would you need to? Why would you need to try and box it when you can just use its ability? Nope, he already did it. What's happening? Okay, yeah, the Menacing Iron Wire was meant to be the Doji Whisperer here, it looks like. Yeah, you can just use Formal, actually, that's true. Do you do that, actually? Nope, he's gonna use the Stronghold. I think I actually would have used Formal there. I don't know, maybe not. Yoshi, drawing 3 cards. Ooh, we see Assassinate on the Vanguard Warrior. Oh, wait, it's not the one defending. Interesting. I was thinking it was going to be the one that was defending so that you make him lose an honor. But I guess this way you get an extra bow. Yeah, Zuteron says I'd totally go for the defender. I mean, he's at 3 honor and he has a dishonored character in play. I feel like maybe going for the dishonor over just bowing a Vanguard Warrior is probably good. Yeah, like just keep pressuring him, right? Like if you assassinate the defender, bowing a Vanguard Warrior is like not really a big deal, right? Whereas if you assassinate the defender, he's effectively at 1 honor once this Shurichi dies. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to agree with Suzuran there that assassinating the defender was actually the correct play. It's essentially the difference between resolving an air ring or a water ring on a Vanguard Warrior. And it's an air ring when your opponent is at 3 honor, so that's what I would have probably gone for. So it looks like this is going to be, so you can go double covert on political here, but Toshimoko, yeah, actually, so the formal invitation is going to be useful here because of the double covert. So it was actually a good thing that he used the stronghold instead. He's going to attack air. So, I mean, winning the airing would take him out of the danger zone in terms of honor, but like Crane is still just gonna break all your provinces, right? Okay, he's actually gonna pass his conflict there. So Crane now has a military conflict left and a whole lot of military skill. Luke is sitting on another rival. Yeah, I can believe that. So let's see. You attack now. You have 6 plus 7, 13 military. Otherwise, you would have straightened. Yeah. Hmm. If you send the menacing Iron Warrior, though, can you still go at meditations? Like, you definitely don't want to go at shameful here. Hmm. What did he think it was? Like, just any conflict, I guess. Yeah, so it looks like just Toshimoko at meditations. Thought it could move in doing political and military. Yeah, I see. So not sending the menacing iron wire means it's unlikely that he's actually going to break this, I feel like. Yeah, I mean, I would probably be tilted after that big attack at Magistrate Station as well. We do see a fight on Kasana. I think that was the third fight on. No, second fight on. So he is going to win that on defense there. This political rival is useless now unless he attacks political here. But Toshimoko's formal invitation means that probably not going to be the best idea. So what you could do is you could stand up Kasada and attack with Kasada and Shuichi. Can't work on rival. Well, I mean, he moves in. And then you lose the conflict. Like, he's still 7 strength on political. Crab can't win that political conflict, right? Like, it's 3-4 against 7. Unless he has admit defeat, maybe? But he is going for the military. It looks like Luke actually didn't stand anybody up, so he can just covert the menacing iron warrior. I'm kind of surprised by that. It should be a break, right? Ooh. Hawk tattoo. Oh, but he does have the admit defeat. Ouch. That was interesting. Was that his whole plan? Just Hawk tattoo? Like, he can't honor this character now, right? Stands Yoshi to get favor, I guess? Interesting. If you're gonna do that, why don't you just stand guest of honor so he can't admit defeat you, right? Or just stand Toshimoko, and then when you Hawk tattoo in, he can't admit defeat you. I don't know. That was weird. Yeah, so that is gonna be the break. Earthring discards a court games, and then use Vanguard. Nice. Play Reprieve if you have it. Nice. Yeah, it's a one-time sock tattoo. Oh, let go Reprieve. Sad. It's 2 let goes, right? Just don't lose conflicts. Yeah, I don't know. So Crane's board is still pretty large here. Paragon was worth a buy there, yeah. I think you might have been right about Paragon. Like, the Whisperer didn't really do a whole lot. He could have defended with Paragon and then used the ability, and then he admit defeats you, and then you Hawk Tattoo. Yeah, I mean, I can actually see Hawk Tattoo being pretty good in Crane. Yep, guest comes right back. There's Yakamo. That is a new card. While you are less honorable than an opponent, check. Does not bow as the result of conflict resolutions in military conflicts and cannot lose duels. Iron Mine on Broken Province as well is pretty strong. I know Shoot is a big fan of that. So, cannot lose duels. I don't think that's going to matter here. There are no duels on the board. Why'd I pronounce what so weird? Yakamo? That's a ka, not a ko. Oh, well, if I did, then I misspoke. Already seen all three Casadas. I don't know, I don't think it was that big of a deal. I think you're maybe exaggerating it a little bit. He's going to be pretty strong here, though, because his ability is going to be turned on, like, for the rest of the game, right? So he's going to go with that upholding authority. Not going to bow. I think those are skeleton horses in the back of his art. Let me see if I can... I want to see if I can actually find, like, a higher resolution version, so I can see what's going on there. So yeah, this is nice because you can just attack, and then if he defends, you don't bow. There's no fate on the air ring. No high res version. See if we can... Oh yeah, it's like... It's hard to see because it's low resolution, but it's some kind of creature on some kind of horse, and they have glowing red eyes. So I'm guessing that they're skeletons. Kind of looks like skeletons. We need a better version of that art. Yeah, glowing red eyes means it's a bad guy. That's pretty much what I'm getting from that. Yeah, undead horses. What is it, like the Legion of the Lost or something? Is that Mosey on the card? Might be. No, it was just the lost. Okay. Ooh, we see mountain on Kisada. Interesting. So he essentially has two mountain characters now. That was the third mountain there. But one of them is only on military, of course. The other thing I want to point out is we've only seen 2 charges. So there is still a charge left in the crab deck. If he has managed to find that, charge on Witch Hunter at some point would probably be pretty strong. All in on water and bow Kisada. I mean, you do still have the dilemma of having to attack either Meditations or Shameful. It looks like he is going to go at Meditations with these two. For 7 skill, he's going for Void, actually. Interesting. So he wants to get rid of the Shuichi. I feel like as the crab player, I'm not too concerned with the Shuichi leaving play. The only downside to that really is that you're going to lose an honor. And I guess you lose a fate since he won't be able to use his ability. Uh-oh. So if you defend with Yakamo here, also wants to protect his Menacing Iron Warrior. Yeah, that's a good point. You don't want that to get voided. Maybe he's going to defend like this and then go water and unbow. And get 2 keepers. I don't know if he can win that water attack, though. Why such a light attack? Yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe he just figures this is enough. Storehouse gets used. Meditations on guest. If he defended with this Doji Whisper, then you could meditations that, and then it would die. Send a light attack if you're looking to dishonor. Well, the air ring already got claimed. What are you talking about? Ooh, for shame to dishonor Kisada. Wow. If he has the other for shame, that is... How many has he played? Just 2. Ooh, okay, he didn't have the other one. But if he had been able to bow Kasada there, that would be very, very unfortunate. Assuming it's River, the stronghold is Revels. Yeah, Midnight Revels. So that can bow Yoshi. Attacking fire, interesting. I would think you have to attack water here. I guess you're not going to win anyway, right? So you just take the firing off the table and get the fate. What you can even do is you can covert the Doji Whisperer. I mean, will he even defend? No, he won't. You have 2 fate. So it doesn't matter. So yeah, this is fine, taking the firing off. Crane probably won't be able to attack water because that would be too dangerous. He probably wants earth anyway, though. He could still go fire, actually. Yeah, see, having that extra point of honor taken off would be nice here. Like, you just blank this conflict with your stronghold. Oh, wait, he has 3 fate. I guess he could play a rival. If he wants to play a rival, though, like, I think you're just okay with that. I don't think that's really a problem. Oh, no, he is going to defend. Figures he's not going to win the military attack, I guess. 5 cards in hand. Yeah, Yoshi doesn't win against Kasada without extra, that's true. So yeah, I mean, we're just gonna go to the next turn here, right? Hot take, you want Menacing Iron Warrior to die before you deck yourself? Some point, Luke had the board to push things more and force breaks. Yeah, I mean, there was definitely that one turn where he had like a huge board, but he was a little bit cautious. Um, I keep agreeing with Zuteron here. I think Dishonor is what you should actually be going for this game. Like, he's so low on honor. He has 2 dishonored characters that Cooney Lab was taking some honor away. Like, you really just need to pressure that so you win the game eventually, no matter what. Yeah, I mean it's one Cooney Lab in this deck, so that won't be happening this game, but that's always a feels bad. Wait, oh, he didn't defend. Okay, I thought he had committed Yoshi, but turned out he didn't. So maybe he does have something to play here. 2 let goes used, yes. Are you worried about him reprieving Shuichi? I feel like you're not really worried about that. Yeah, you can just shuffle. Still one for shame, yes. But if he had the for shame, he would have played it on Casada last conflict. We're going to see Bonsai. Not quite enough to break, but he will get that Earth Ring. Could have gone Fire for the extra dishonor, but Earth is probably just stronger here. Just make sure he doesn't have any cards. I think he's actually, this is his last Paragon of Grace, right? Yeah. I would have liked to see that come out maybe and just like take away all his cards. There's one Noble Sack in the deck. He has not played it yet. I feel like he was actually threatening Noble Sack like very, very early in the game. So it's definitely possible that he's had it in his hand this whole time. Yeah, but it could also be that he hasn't drawn it yet. We don't know. Ooh, Steward of Law for the break. Okay. And I have to imagine that you have to just let this go. Like, what does he have in his hand that he can really play here? Good small bonsai, maybe? Does he have bonsais even? No, he doesn't. You could play In Defense of Rokugan. That would be truly a big brain play. There's Reprieve. I don't know if I really like that Reprieve too much. Like, this is a 1-1 character. I guess it does gain you a fate. Ooh, discards the third Fight On. And let go Reprieve. So he had to let go anyway. It doesn't really matter. Insult to Injury plus Mark of Shame and then 3 Noble Sack. Yeah, that sounds like fun. So, I mean, 3 cards in hand for Crab. Like, what if he just has 2 defensive Rokugan and then Spreading the Darkness or Stay Your Hand or something like that? Like, just nothing in his hand. That's very possible at this point. Click Yoshi? Yeah, not gonna click Yoshi there. Unfortunately. Kakita Dojo. And there's Toshimoko coming back for round 2. Or he could play the Doji Challenger. Challenger is decent. Yeah, all units political air seems good. Yeah, then Noble Set Casada. Yeah, that seems like a good play. Because Crab has like no political skill here basically. So yeah, your first player, you all in political air, and then you Noble Set Casada, and then you win. That seems like a pretty solid play. He's gonna draw his whole deck, so that's like a 100% play, right? Yeah, I mean the Crab Crane is an interesting deck, and it's definitely not bad, but I think the Unicorn Splash is just more reliable overall. Yeah, I think it's a guaranteed win for Luke actually if he does that. Oh, he didn't buy Toshimoko. That makes me a little bit sad. But yeah, you even have the guest of honor. And there are no clouds in crab deck. So what's he gonna do? It's 7, 8, 11, 14. Yoshi gets bowed. 15 to 7, 5 after Stronghold. Did I count Iron Wire? 16. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think it's like 9 to... Yeah, you could leave the Iron Wire back. I don't know, I don't want to do math right now. I'm kind of tired. But I'm pretty sure you just win. With this play. Oh, you even have the covert. So you covert... Witch Hunter, sure. I don't think it matters too much. So Yoshi gets bowed. It's 14 skill. Have to defend with everybody. Crab Stronghold. You can use Doji Challenger here for Kasada. I think that's the right move. Yeah. That's actually a pretty sick combo. You covert with the rival, and then that lets you use Challenger on Kasada. Ooh, 1:30 a.m. It's a little bit of a tragedy. So 14 to 9. Okay, there's a watch commander. You're still winning though, so that's fine. You can bow the Vanguard Warrior. You can use Yoshi. He is going to use Yoshi. He has now drawn his whole deck. So we know that he has the Noble Sack in his hand and 1 court games, 2 court games. I guess there is still a court games left. But probably doesn't have it. Ooh, Outwit to send Yakumo home. Just gonna break this maybe. What else hasn't he played? Oh, does he lose an honor there? I actually don't know that. Does anyone in the chat know that? If you outwit a watch commander, do you lose an honor? I'm not really sure how the new rules work. You do not? Okay. Yeah, 2 defensive Rokugan, but couldn't play them. That's what I figured happened there. Yeah, that's a good point that Luke makes. The crane splash is more vulnerable than the unicorn splash, since there's no Cloud the Mind, and there are a lot of events that in that deck that you want to play during conflicts. But yeah, that's just going to be the break. I'm a little bit sad that we didn't get to see the Noble Sack on Kasada with Yoshi. That would have been funny. But that's going to be the game. So congratulations to Luke. Yeah, not playing the skirmisher before attacking the magistrate station. So yeah, that was when he defended with guest, and then he played the Stewart in the conflict, and then for shame. Yeah, coverting the guest would have been good there. So the other semifinals game is Nomadic versus Nivek. Uh, don't think they've played yet, as far as I know. I feel like the Twitch names show up as different colors on everybody's screen. Because, like, on mine, Zooteron is... what would you call that color? It's like really bright green. Here, I'll get a quick picture there. Maki is pink. No, see, it's different. Say aqua, cyan? I don't know, it looks like neon green or something to me. Yeah, see, it's like different on everybody's screen. It's weird. But yeah, we'll see when that other game gets played, I guess, who the other finalists will be. And then I think we still have... Mosey won his game. Oh yeah, Schroeds is going to be playing his game for the semifinals of the Season 12 Cup in, I believe, 1 hour. So if any of you guys want to catch that, that's going to be Crab versus Phoenix. Should be a good game. But yeah, that's going to be it for this game. So hopefully I'll see you guys in an hour. Until then, thanks everybody for watching, and see you later.